Thank you for tuning in. It's me, Brandy Brown, the Creative Director of Marva Design. Today we're going to be doing a fun and simple craft just in time for the holidays. It's a no-sew waist apron. I'm wearing one right now, but HGTV will be posting a link below so you can follow along our step-by-step tutorial. We even added this darling little pocket just to add a little fun cork and to add our favorite materials. So I'm going to see where you're tuning in from. Please say hello. This is going to be great. This makes a perfect party favor, hostess gift, and if you have a funky design in your kitchen, go ahead and make one for yourself so that you can coordinate. It's versatile and it's super, super fun to make. Even kids can do it, no sew, but just be careful. We are using an apron. Let me know where you're coming in from. Hi, Lona, thank you for tuning in. Francis, hi, thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. Today we're only going to need a few materials for this project. You're going to need fabric, of course, scissors. We're going to use some fabric tape also, an iron, and ribbon. I love fabric, and so shopping for fabric is a fun thing for me. I have a ton of scraps all over, and if you've got a few pieces lying around the house, grab your fabric and join along with me. It'll be great. I got this fabric, one at Joann. This is like a chambray denim, but it's really, really soft. And this one, I got this designer fabric at minted.com, which I love their independent designer designs and patterns. So let's get started. First, you want about a half a yard of your base, and I used the chambray as my base, and I used the designer fabric as my pocket to sort of add a little punch and a little flair. So of course you'd want to pre-wash your fabrics, iron them. I have my iron steaming right here, and have a few push pins lying around. This is really a one-size-fits-all waist apron. There's no wrong way to do it. First you would start off by cutting out your base, and I did mine by a 14 by 27. Keep your measuring tape on hand also. So once you have that, let's get started with hemming those edges. So with the fabric side down, I'm going to take my no-sew adhesive, and I use Heat and Bond, which is really great. It's a super hold adhesive tape, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'd love to know what you would use this apron for. You could even have a cookie party this holiday season, or a hostess gift. If you're not hosting Thanksgiving, this would make a really great one. We're going to be posting the link below if you can see the no-sew apron just in time for the holidays. So if you can see, I'm just going to lay down my adhesive tape, and I'm going to do it with the adhesive side down and the paper tape up, okay? And there's really no wrong way to do this because you're going to be folding this over. So don't worry if your edges are frayed, okay? So I'm just going to lay my tape down and give it a little iron just like that, okay? And I'm going to move to the next side, and I'm going to do the same. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi Sharon. I also love no-sew projects also. They are so fun and so simple to make. I mean, I would love to be an amazing designer who can sew and whip up and tuft and do all those kinds of things, but that's just not me. I don't really have time for it. And I always end up messing up with the needle, the threading of the needle part. So I like to keep things simple as possible, but again, this is a no-sew project, and it's just more about fun, not so much heavy duty. If you're going to be really getting into some heavy duty baking, go ahead and go ahead and use another sturdier apron, which can be thrown in the washing machine. For this one, I would suggest doing just a little hand wash okay, because this is a thin, soft material that we're using here. If you want to, you can throw this in the wash though. I mean, I definitely will throw this in the wash, but I don't do any kind of baking that would require like a heavy duty washing for an apron. Just a little dust, a little powdered sugar here and there. Hi Allie, thank you for tuning in. I'd love to know what kind of patterns you would use. I'm using a sweet berry pattern, again with this soft denim. I think it's darling, it's charming, and I'm using a orange ribbon, a cross-grained ribbon, which just picks up the extra color in my designer fabric. So if you can see here, I've outlined my hem here, and from that part, I'm just going to remove this paper, and it peels off just like that. Okay, do you see how easy that is? And this is not sticky, so don't worry about that. Go ahead and remove all sides, of course. And if you add enough heat, this comes off really, really easy. If not, then it might come off in pieces, which is always a headache to pull off. But look, just like that. Okay, so remove these edges, and this is going to go fairly quickly. And that's why this would be a perfect craft for holiday party or party favors. You could put on a favorite show and make a few of these if you're hosting or you need a quick hostess gift. So do you see how I said the paper would come off in pieces if it was not all the way warm there? So there we go. Okay. And onto our last side here, we're just going to do a quick removal. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and fold my hem over. And don't worry about if it's uneven or if it's not perfect, because that's why we fold it over. And that hem is going to be really light and easy. And I'm just going to fold this over on my fabric, iron this down, like so, and it makes the perfect hem. Okay, there's really no wrong way to do a no-sew apron, so get creative. Again, I'm using two different fabrics because I want to give it a little punch, and I think this pocket is so adorable. So let's see. Oh, that's a great question, Connie. Using a bib, you know, there are ways to do a bib apron. You just need a little more fabric, but the same rules apply. Just about cutting out that base and adhering and applying that hem with that adhesive tape. It's the same rules apply, just on a grander scale. So give it a try. I would do it, but we've only got a few minutes here, and I want to show you as soon as possible, or as quickly as possible, how to make this waist apron. So if you can see, I'm really just going through here, ironing down that hem, and you can see it automatically is almost ready to go. So I'm going to finish off these sides here, and you can always trim after you are done applying your adhesive hem here. Go back through and trim off any extra pieces that might be hanging out. But for the most part, I just fold them over. Nobody's going to really see that part. And it adds a little character, I think so. Here we go. That was a great question, Connie. Hi, Robin. Thanks for tuning in. Loretta, if you would like to, you can always tune in to HGTV and see the tutorial right here. But I do like to go through each step so people can view what the steps are and they can see how easy this is to make. So you can always click on that link if this is not your cup of tea to watch the live demo. But I love a live demo, and you can see there my waist portion is ready. So that's my base there. Okay, so next we're going to make our pocket. And on the pocket, the same rules apply, but we're going to be using a rectangle shape. And so I'm just going to take a few pieces of this fabric, and we're going to make it like a 6 by 14 because this is a 14 by 27 here. So let's do that. And you can use your, where did my tape measure go? There it is. And you can just give it a quick little, and give some room on the edges, of course, because you are going to be folding over those hems. So I'm just going to cut there. And make sure you use some scissors that are fabric friendly. Nothing worse than a dull scissor on a fabric. You got some great scissors. I got these from Maria Seal, which is online. And I have to tell you, I love, love, love these scissors. So the same rules apply. We're just going to, let's set this aside. We are going to, that's a great question, Tanya. Measurements based on a kid size, I would cut it in half, but I have to tell you, I tried this apron on my daughter, and she's 10, and it fit her fine, and that's why we're going to be adding extra layers or extra yardage to our ribbon, because it really makes it a one-size-fits-all. So we're going to do the same rules apply. We're going to go ahead and put our tape down here, our adhesive tape. We're going to heat it up. And remember, we're going to leave one portion open because we are creating a pocket. So you don't want to do all four edges, which I almost did just out of habit. So make sure that you leave one edge open so that you can use your pocket, which comes in handy when you are making one. So yeah, I would say you could either cut, for a child's apron, you can either cut these measurements in half depending on their age, but for the average kid, I would say this should work for you. So after we've applied our adhesive tape, again, we're going to go through that same motion of removing the paper, okay, and we'll fold over. There's that tape again, that paper. There you go. There we go. And we're just going to fold that over. Okay, there's really no wrong way. Ooh, but I do have this white part of this, and I'm going to fold that first. So it sort of gives me my extra pocket here. Iron that down. Okay, and fold that corner in on that side. And we will be adding a few extra pieces of adhesive tape, and that is to just place it. I like to measure each side just so that I make sure it's not offset. Okay? And make sure you just get those corners down, especially on this pocket, really, really well. Okay, so there's our pocket. Okay? So we take our base again. And you can use either side. Well, let's just use this side. Okay? And I want to make sure that this is in the center, my pocket. So 26. And you can just eyeball it also. There's really no wrong way to do it. Okay? So make sure you're doing it with the pocket side the way you want it. So let's go right about here. And this is where you would take your pins and go ahead and pin that down just to make sure you do not lose your place. Okay? Oh, and I need a little extra more tape. I'm going to have to call my husband over here to assist me. John? Hi, can you throw me that tape right there? The adhesive bonding tape. Do you see it in that bowl? Great. I'll keep going while he grabs me that tape. Okay? So again, I'm doing the same thing, same rules apply. We are ironing down that piece. And again, I like to keep it down in place without lifting it up so much, just to make sure. And while I'm waiting for my tape, you can get the idea. Let's move on to the ribbon part. Same rules apply. I like to add as much yardage as you can. I like to double the wrap around my waist just so that I can double tie it. As you can see here, this one is double tied. And, you know, allow some generous ribbon. You can never have too much, but you can have too little, which never is a good look. So we go ahead and put that ribbon down in the center. Okay, and I like to put it right in the middle. And I like to have my ribbon right on that hem, as you can see right here. Have it right there on that hem, and go ahead and pin that down also. Okay, so once we have that pinned, we take our tape just like before, and we tape down. I like to reinforce this, so I would tape this here, and I would also tape the ribbon. You iron it down, of course, peel it off, and then voila, you have this ribbon, or this ribbon ties on there just like that, and you've got an adorable pocket which you can stick fun utensils in, or just your hands if you need to. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in for this fun no-sew tutorial. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them below, and tune in to HGTV.com where we will be showing our step-by-step minus the lack of adhesive tape. So thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving next week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.